Howdy, howdy, everybody. Welcome to another Tuesday night here on Northwoods TCG. That's right, I'm a minute early. We're going on fire today. So hopefully everybody's had a good weekend coming into the Easter holiday, of course. But today's big news is going to be talking about Pokemon rotation and what does that mean for our Pokemon investments. That's a big question that kind of comes around every time this part of the year is what kind of side effects could we be seeing from the rotation coming from the Pokemon TCG. Of course, April 4th will be the rotation point on where everything that from Fusion Strike on back will no longer be playable in the standard rotation for the Pokemon TCG. So today we're going to kind of talk about that. We're going to sit there and talk about what we may be expecting here when it comes down to a lot of different Pokemon sets, especially back at that point in time. And also, what can we expect when it comes down to your singles investments, too? It's kind of a really good way to look at it when we're sitting here, taking a look at what's happening currently in the Pokemon market and taking a look at what may occur here in the near future when it comes down to these particular items. So, once again, guys, as you guys are rolling in, make sure you guys hit that like button as you guys come in. It's greatly appreciated to kick the stream off. It always helps out a ton to do so and get people seeing it. And last but not least, thank you, everybody, for joining once again on this beautiful Tuesday night. It's a very, very nice night here. Of course, hopefully you had a time if your area does have rural voting. Of course, we did in Wisconsin, so we had to go out and vote today. If you are in Wisconsin, make sure you, hopefully you got out and got your vote done by now. And other than that, we're going to go ahead and kick into the stream, which is going to be, of course, talking about what's going to happen post-rotation here in Pokemon TCG. So, when it comes down to your Pokemon investments post-rotation, there's very, very, very few new products going to be coming with these particular items. So we're talking about items such as Fusion Strike, Celebrations, we can go Evolving Skies, Chilling Reign, Battle Styles, and I believe part of Shining Fates. I think that there were still some Shining Fates in there, not 100% sure on that, but I'm pretty sure that there was a couple of them in there for some reason, and I may be wrong. You let me know in the chat if I am. I have been known, I didn't really break down just Shining Fates all that hard. Hey, Drew, thank you so much for stopping in. Hey, iFOMO, once again, thank you guys for stopping in. Greatly appreciated. But yeah, I mean, the one thing we can be looking for is that the products that are in those particular sets are going to continue to become harder and harder to find, especially Chilling Reign, especially Fusion Strike, and especially Evolving Skies. More and more of those products is going to start disappearing. Doing a little bit of research and getting ahead of those particular sets will definitely be a big factor when it comes down to your investment schemes at this point in time, especially for those single packs. Individual packs are definitely going to become the number one targeted item. Booster boxes, as we have seen, are starting to disappear off of every single sales platform except for secondary market. Those prices, as we have seen with Chilling Reign, Fusion Strike, and Evolving Skies, are just going crazy. And they're going to continue to go crazy, and they're going to continue to go up in price extremely fast. This is just something that we can expect, and it's going to be something that is going to occur. So once again, doing research, really looking into like the tins, the Pokeballs, those kind of things, as they come up at different locations, be willing to jump on those and get into them, as quick as you can. It's definitely something that you don't want to pass up at this point in time because there's just going to be really good things futuristically when it comes down to that. Also, when it comes down to singles, we also may be starting to see singles starting to creep up again as well, especially from those particular sets. Reason being is that people feel more secure with purchasing Pokemon products when we get to a point in where they're no longer in rotation. And that's another factor that can really increase the value of certain cards that may have been a little bit sluggish. For example, if we go to Evolving Skies, even though the Moonbryon has been the top dog and been moving really well, the Glaceon, Leafeon following up really close behind it, but certain cards that we thought would have done better may now have an opportunity to do better, which is, of course, like that Dragonite card sitting down there. That Dragonite card was kind of a fan favorite. I really like it. I've got a few of them, and I think that they're really nice artwork. They're a really nice card, but they just have underperformed, in my opinion, compared to a lot of the other cards in that particular set. Now, do I think Dragonite is as strong as an evolution? I think so. I think it could be just as strong as Leafeon and Glaceon in that particular set. Do I think it's going to top like a Moonbryon? No, I don't think it'll do that. But the fact that it has had lackluster performance was a very interesting characteristic when I look back at what we're seeing in Evolving Skies. Same thing with Chilling Reign, seeing some of those cards inside of there just kind of drawing back, like the Gold Snorlax, another one. It hasn't done bad, it hasn't done well. It just kind of sits there in that middle ground La La Land and really doesn't do a lot. It kind of bounces up. Sometimes it all of a sudden gets a surge, goes to 100, and then it backs back down to 70. And then it kind of gets back up to about 85, and it seems to like to stay right around that mid-grade $80 range, which is always something that I found really interesting with how big of a chase that particular gold card was. And once again, the Moltres, the Zapdos, and the Articuno. All three cards were, really hot at first, especially in Moltres. Really, really hot card. Lots of value in that. It's the set released, but then it slowly kind of lost its stamina. And these are cards in the singles department that we may start to see an increase in the value of those particular cards. We may start to see increased value in some of these now that people are going to feel a little bit more secure that there will be no more product coming from the Pokemon Center on these particular items. And that's something that we can really look forward to when it comes down to your overall investments. And the same thing with Fusion Strike. Gengar, the Espeon are definitely going to have a really, really good shot at having some more gains and some more growth on those particular cards. That Mew inside of there, both the Mew cards are definitely really good potentials overall. And when you sit there and look at the overall performance on these things, we can definitely see some things happening. Even in the other alternate arts and Chilling Reign that come to mind, that Galarian Rapidash, another one that's kind of sitting inside of there. We could sit there and talk about, when you look at the other parts in there, that Blaziken. Blaziken's been up and down and all over the place, and we continue to see that thing kind of make another upward charge, which is to be expected. Now that the set's gone off Pokemon Center, there's probably no more new stock coming. What's out in the market is out in the market, and now people will start to feel more secure. I feel more secure buying these older sets just because of the fact that they are no longer available. They are no longer going to be coming from Pokemon Center. The chances of Pokemon reprinting Chilling Reign at this point in time is less than 0.1%. They won't do it. They've got too many other products, too many other potential items that could do far more good for them as for players, as for the current hype, as for the current growth in the hobby and where the sets are going right now. So in general, I think that these are definitely good factors to consider as we continue to watch. Same thing with graded cards. This could flow into graded cards. Graded card values may start to increase as well, just because of any of these post-rotation sets that are now going out of rotation. People, once again, the security factor, man, something keeps itching my nose. It's kind of driving me crazy right now. Sorry about that. I promise I'm not picking my nose. When it comes down to it, though, and we're looking at the graded card levels too, that security factor is a big thing when it comes down to the overall performance. The more secure you are about things not coming back, the more likely that you are to actually be willing to purchase into those and actually get into those. And that's a big factor when it comes down to how much we are willing to spend on these particular items. If I see things go on sale or I see relatively good prices on Evolving Skies, Chilling Reign, Fusion Strike, even Battle Styles at this point in time, I'm more likely to feel secure about buying them knowing that there's not going to be a surprise reprint of ETBs that could just show up just out of the blue and just completely douse the amount of gains that we might have seen on these particular products. So Sealed's going to look good. I think some of the grading cards are going to look good, especially a lot of those alternate arts as we continue to roll out of them. And overall, I just really like to see the fact that this rotation occurred, and we're going to see this kind of move forward in a really good natural fashion now with some of the growth. Take a look at Sun and Moon. What happens after these things go out of complete rotation, and now they went up in price at first, then they kind of sit, and then people will continue to kind of revisit them over and over and over again. And there's definitely some really good opportunities there when it comes down to your investments. So once again, when talking about investments, I like this post-rotation front that we're coming into. We got to be looking ahead also when we're looking at this rotation schedule. Now we have one more year now of rotation for Brilliant Stars, Lost Origins, Astral Radiance, and also Silver Tempest, all of which are going to have one more year of rotation again. They're going to be playable for this year, and then they will go into retirement as well. And when that happens, of course, they're going to sell on Pokemon Center. Do I think that Brilliant Stars, Chilling Reign, or Brilliant Stars and Lost Origins are going to make it a whole year on Pokemon Center before they're sold out? No, I do not. Do I think that Pokemon's going to do a massive reprint of either one of those two sets? No, I do not. If they do, I would be very, very surprised with the current way the playability these particular sets is rolling. Within the next probably two sets here, I even think most of the Sword and Shield sets will become irrelevant in play. Some people will continue to try and use the Giratina deck. Some people are going to continue to try and use the Lugia. And of course, the Lugia deck is a very powerful deck, but we're starting to find counters inside of EX to be able to counter that deck. And I've been playing it now with a Gengar deck from coming out of Temporal Forces, and that Gengar deck is putting some pretty good hurt on that. A little bit more tweaks, and I think I'm going to be able to handle a Lugia deck even, which means Scarlet and Violet decks are now becoming more becoming stronger. That Mute deck being knocked out of rotation is really going to be a big factor to that. That Mew deck was a dangerous deck even against the EX decks that are currently out there. But this post-rotation is going to change that, because now the Mew deck, probably one of the most overpowered decks that has been out there in the Pokemon TCG now, is going into retirement and will no longer be used in standard format. So, once again, Mew cards, all those playable cards in that factor, are definitely going to become one of those things that's going to really drive up in value as well. Now that they're going out of rotation, players may start looking for these cards. Players may start want to be building their own like memorable decks of these particular cards, and there could be values of these ones also going up. So these are all things that we could be looking forward to as we go out of rotation. Now, just so everybody's clear, I'm going to talk about this because I see who put up here. I just saw it. Gimbal Slice. How often are sets not in rotation reprinted? Basically, never. When they go out of rotation, they typically are never reprinted. The only one that I could think of, and it actually got the reprint right at the end of its time, was Cosmic Eclipse. Almost got a reprint at the 2-year mark, right as it went out of rotation. And it didn't actually get a full reprint, and that's why we had them in like them Arceus boxes and things like that. Technically, Cosmic Eclipse got released after it went out of rotation, just by a couple months. So, once again, that's one of them sets that did potentially have that situation occur. But it's very, very rare. I don't know of any really full-out reprints of a product that happened as it was going out of rotation or after it went out of rotation. If I'm wrong, please put it in the comments. Maybe there is one, an oddball that's out there. But it's definitely an opportunity. Roaring Skies is actually reprinted during rotation. It was still in rotation when that big even XY Evolutions, it was still in rotation when it got a massive reprint. Because both of those, so if you look at those two particular sets, they would have gone out of they did go out of rotation in 2019. So, and both of those reprints occurred prior to 2019. So, no, like I said, I don't know too many of them. I can't think of any off the top of my head except for Cosmic Eclipse was close, but it did not go out of rotation before it was out. So it didn't, and it was just kind of a partial reprint and then showed up in particular products. So then you saw the D21 Pokemon balls. You saw the D21 Pokemon balls, the Arceus balls, the what were they? The knockout boxes. All of those particular products ended up getting those packs, but they really didn't do a booster box reprint. They kind of canceled it mid-run. I think they ran some of it out. They were going to do a reprint of it because during the, pandemic and all that, they didn't get the reprints done on Cosmic Eclipse that we would have normally seen when it comes out down to that particular set. They kind of concentrated on Hidden Fates. They concentrated on a lot of those Sword and Shield sets that were really popular at that point in time. They even kind of concentrated on some of that, but the fact that they were having printing issues, we were so down on product comparatively to where we are now on those particular things, even in the XY era, that they were really down when it comes down to print rate, which is it's reflecting in its price as well. I mean, you look at the pricing of these particular sets, we are seeing kind of a similar problem with them, why their pricing is so much higher. And that's why even using Sun and Moon pricing to think that even Sword and Shield could potentially push up that far is probably not as likely to happen as quick. Some sets may. Evolving Skies, perfect example. Could Brilliant Stars and Lost Origins be one of them sets that jumps up to around that $300 marks fairly quick? Yes, I think that those ones could do it as well. But I do think that there's going to be a lot of limitations when it comes down to how many of these sets actually do perform that well that quick. Do I see Astral Radiance? Do I see Silver Tempest pulling off the same maneuvers as those other 3 sets or 4 sets? No, I think you're going to see them more like Chilling Reign. They're going to bop up. They're going to hit that $180, $190, maybe $200 mark, and they're going to kind of stall out at that point in time. And that's just going to be something we're going to see. So, once again, that's just something to be looking forward for, guys. I would definitely be watching them, especially Brilliant Stars, Lost Origins. Right now, your best pricing is still that I can find is really on Pokemon Center, once in a while on eBay. If you really, 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 really want to work at it, you can go into some auctions. I've seen people snipe out some auctions around that 138, 139, so you can save a couple bucks on an auction. But it's just not as likely as just going to Pokemon Center and just picking them up. If you want to buy a case, buy 6 of them. Get a case in, just do it that way. And that's something, like I said in my video on Friday, it's definitely something that I am doing currently. I kind of build up a little bit from selling on TikTok. I'm building a bank on TikTok, and when I get that bank to a point where I'm comfortable, I'm taking it. I'm buying a 6-pack of Brilliant Stars, and the next time I'll buy 6-pack of Lost Origins. So I'm kind of rotating between those two. I'm trying to get 5 cases of each one of them just to give me that opportunity to have that backing on those 3. So realistically, I'm in Evolving Skies, Fusion Strike. I've got 3 cases, and then I'm going to back myself with Brilliant Stars and Lost Origins while they are still in stock. So those are really the 4 sets that I've been really driving a lot of my money towards. Evolving Skies, not so much anymore. Fusion Strike, not so much anymore. Brilliant Stars, Lost Origins, definitely the 2 that I'm really driving into hard right now to try and get as much as I can before they do sell out on Pokemon Center. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when at this point in time when it comes down to those 2 particular sets. How I just don't know how much further into 2024 we're going to go before Brilliant Stars dimps out. I mean, it was about 2 months difference between Chilling Reign and Fusion Strike. So Fusion Strike disappeared in February. So if you go from the end of February, you got March, April. So possibly May, we might see the end of, Brilliant Stars on Pokemon Center. So it's something to be considering. If you haven't jumped on those yet, and if you've been on the fence about it, I would definitely start getting off the fence about that. Even if you buy 1, 2, whatever you can afford, just as you build up a little bit of a bank and you're wondering what you should invest in or what's something I should be looking at, those would definitely be the 2 sets that either one of them. I have no problem. Either one of them to me are equal sets. I think overall they're going to equally grow. I think overall they're going to be equally strong in the future. And I have no problem dipping into my accounts. And if I'm going to invest and looking for something to invest in, I pull the trigger on those 2 sets. They're definitely great opportunities. And when they disappear off Pokemon Center, it's going to be really, really interesting to see what's going to happen to that secondary market at that point in time. I have a feeling it could go completely crazy. We could see some really crazy pricing on those 2 sets really fast, considering what we saw with Fusion Strike. Now in the chat, let me know. Do you guys think that Fusion Strike was as strong of a set going into, going out of rotation as Brilliant Stars? Do you think that Fusion Strike as a collector set, as someone trying to buy a booster box or opening booster boxes at this point in time, do you think it's as strong as Lost Origins? Or do you think that Fusion Strike is weaker than those 2? It doesn't have a trainer gallery, number 1. That's one big factor when it comes down to that set. The only benefit that it had is the VMAX alternate arts. That's something that disappeared in in the later sets of Sword and Shield. We were only getting V alternate arts. We were no longer getting VMAX. So you got a Mew VMAX, you got the Gengar VMAX, you got the Espeon VMAX inside of those. But when it comes down to Brilliant Stars, you only have V hits instead. Fusion Strike, exactly, give a slice. And it just shocked me as well. I didn't think it was going to perform that good. I thought it would go up pretty quick. I thought it was going to do like Chilling Reign and get that 180 pretty quick right after it went out on all the sites. That wouldn't have surprised me as much. 185, yeah. When that thing kept going and went all the way up to 225, 226 a booster box, I was like, no way. So if they could do that, imagine what Brilliant Stars can do when that sells out. Just imagine a popularity comparison. Fusion Strike is a very playable set. I will give it that. It was an extremely playable set, which really had some really good value to it. Brilliant Stars is more of a collector set, and that's a big factor. And that's, yeah, Hideous. I just said the exact same thing. The VMAX alternate arts were the bigger thing that they had in Fusion Strike. That's the big difference, because then they went to V Stars in the later sets of Sword and Shield. So, like I said, that's kind of my feelings right now, guys. I think we're going to see some really cool movements in these post-rotation sets. So these sets that are going out of rotation are definitely going to see some really cool things happen, in my opinion. And I think overall, I think that we're going to be really, really happy with the overall performance on them. There's a lot of cards in there, a lot of alternate arts that are really, really slept on that I feel are going to finally see some light. Dragonite being one of them particular cards. It's always stayed relatively low in my opinion, and I feel that it had no push behind it, but now that it's out of rotation, we might be seeing a change on that. Something to be considering. It's just one example of a card inside of there. There's a lot of them. I mean, you can go through Chilling Reign, and there's a ton of cards in Chilling Reign that I feel are just forgotten. I mean, the booster box has gone up in price really well, But overall, I feel like the actual set itself has been forgotten quite a bit. So that's what I got for you tonight. Like I said, my 20 minutes is about there. I just wanted to talk about real quick about that particular product, my thought process on what we're seeing here. Now that rotation's going to happen here in just 2 more days, guys. It's going to be on April 4th. Is going to be the rotation period. It's going to be really interesting to see for sure what's going to happen. That's kind of my synopsis on what I think is going to occur. I think we're going to see some upward movement on quite a few of these. People are just going to get more comfortable. You know, even myself as an investor, I don't want to put a ton of money into a set that's still in rotation, because you just are always in the back of your head thinking, okay, look what they did with Vivid Voltage and Darkness Ablaze right as it went out of rotation. Bam. ETBs galore. We got ETBs everywhere, that particular set, just 2 months before they went out of rotation. And that's something that we could definitely see occur on a lot of those particular sets overall. And I think that that's something that people are really cautious and really conscientious of when it comes down to jumping in and putting big investments into those. Even myself, sometimes I would rather not lose the opportunity of buying something else when I can sit there and potentially go backwards on some of the investments, because there's always that opportunity that big reprints could happen. So overall, like I said, guys, that's where I'm at. I'm just going to go through the chat now, just like I always do. I'm going to acknowledge you guys. Like I said, thank you, everybody. I see common faces. Drew, thank you so much for stopping in. Glad to have you on the channel tonight. Greatly appreciated for you to be here. Canto Green, as always, greatly appreciated to have you in the chat. We got Gimbo Slice. Thanks for being here, as always. And Aaron Scott, thank you so much for joining. Hopefully you've had a good holiday for you guys. I'm going to go ahead and read some of these, and I'll acknowledge other people as they come in, as always. Loving the thumbnails, so epic. I've been loving the open mouth thumbnails. I just like going back. I don't do it on all of them, but I've been having fun with it. Like I said, I've been having a little bit more fun with the videos, and I'm not doing as many videos. I mean, my goal has definitely been to try and do better quality videos. And like I said, I'm doing, even the last video, I really didn't do a big change to how I was presenting it. I went a little bit more in depth, and I really didn't change my layout. I just changed the overall layout screen. But once again, I did better quality. I had better imaging. I took more time doing a better video, a little better lighting, trying to get better sound. And it's those little things that I feel like it made just a little bit better video. And that's exactly what I've been trying to do. Better thumbnails, spending a little bit more time, rather than the, quick shoot from the hip videos, and then you make mistakes because you say the wrong number. You say, you put the percentages in backwards. It doesn't really, that's still right, but it's just one of those things. So, but yeah, like I said, that's kind of where I'm at right now. But yeah, I've been having fun with the thumbnails, all that. Aaron Scott, there's more chance chilling, sitting in a warehouse and getting restocked at Walmart, etc., than a reprint. Yeah, that's exactly it. What's out there now is out there, in my opinion. There's going to be no more reprints. It doesn't mean that we might not see a deluge of product come out from MJ Holding, all of a sudden going, here's a bunch of product. I mean, I just found Darkness Ablaze 3-pack blisters at Walmart here a couple weeks ago. Where did they come from? They've been, 3-pack blisters have been gone off the shelf for Darkness Ablaze for, 3 years, 3.5 years, and all of a sudden they showed up. I mean, that's just the things that just will continue to happen overall. Let's see. Gimbo Slice, how often are sets not in rotation reprint? And that's what we said, not very often. FOMO. Oh, you guys want to hear something spicy? Yes, we always want to hear something spicy. I went to Walgreens, and the GM showed me some of his new Pokemon product. Ooh, what did they get? What do they get in their FOMO? I'm kind of curious. It involved 3-pack bundles of Lost Origins and Silver Tempest, Roaring Skies. Okay. Oh, okay. Yep, so you got the 3-pack bundles. Yeah, Roaring Skies is not in reprint. Sorry, I thought they were all. I'm like, you're getting Roaring Skies back. I'm on it. I will be talking to the Walmart or Walgreens manager ASAP. All right, Aaron Scott. I personally think MJ Holding, etc., keep some stock in their warehouse and dip into it from time to time. Yeah. See, Mason Berry actually did a really good conversation about that one time, that he had seen, I think he said he's seen personally, that they even had Flashfire, even like 2 years ago. They still had Flashfire in the cardboard sleeve blisters inside of MJ Holding, or in a big warehouse. So, yeah, I'm not surprised at all. Yeah, I wish. I just saw you thinking aside here. Yeah, I wish Roaring Skies. I would be all over Roaring Skies if it showed up. But yeah, even Mason said they hold a lot of product and they do hold it back, and that's why sometimes even at Walmart, a lot of times when it comes down to even post rotation stuff, like well, all of a sudden MJ Holding will all of a sudden like find a pallet of XY Evolutions booster boxes or ETBs and send them out to Walmart. I don't know if you guys remember that 2 years ago after the pandemic, after the craziness, towards the end of the boom there and beginning of 2022, I picked up a XY Evolutions ETB at Walmart. And a lot of people did. They showed up all over the place. So once again, they keep coming back. And MJ Holding is, to me, is very unorganized a lot of times, in my opinion. That's just how I feel. And they don't necessarily rotate it all through. And then on top of it, you see them continually kind of, I think they keep product back also because they fill it in like their mystery boxes. They need that particular product for that, 1 in 20 seeded pack. And that's where they get those particular items, is those seeded packs coming out of the actual products that they hold back, such as Flashfire, such as, Roaring Skies or Evolutions or whatever they got. They're going to put them into those mystery products, and that is going to be your actual pull opportunity in those mystery packs. But they don't need a ton of them. They just need some. All the other mystery packs, they can make 100,000 of those booster boxes and put 20 Flashfires out there every once in a while. And yeah, someone may hit a Flashfire, get really excited, and go buy more. And that's exactly what they're banking on when it comes down to those particular products. Let's see. Gimbo Slice. Fusion Strike shocked me. Yep. Gimbo Slice. I didn't buy Fusion Strike and MSRP because other sets I could find cheaper, and then it shot up like, yeah, and I told a lot of people that you should probably consider just because it was going to sell out, and I figured it would probably go up to 190. I figured if you wanted to buy it at 144, if you were wanted to do a last chance sale or shop on that one, that was the opportunity to do it. And that's why I put it out there. As these go as they disappear out of Pokemon Center, they are going to shoot. It's just a matter of how far. I didn't expect Fusion Strike to go that far. I was figuring 185, just like Chilling Reign. I figured it would do a similar jump, but the fact that it went way over 200 was actually very surprising. Now, the question is it going to correct? That's the other thing we don't know, is sometimes there's that post disappearance excitement and hype and FOMO. People see the price jumping like crazy, so people dive in trying to get a jump on it, and then they don't actually get anything out of it. They actually end up getting retreat on it because they realize that people overpaid. So that's always a situation that we could see on that particular set as well. We'll see. Time will tell. It was just a lot really fast. See, Hideous. I love Fusion Strike more than Brilliant Stars because of the VMAX alt arts, as they are technically a VMAX alt are. Yeah, they're secret rares. That's the biggest thing is, and that's what I think, like I said earlier when I read your comment really quickly, is that was a big change. We lost VMAX alternate arts. We went to V alternate arts in Brilliant Stars and Forward, but we got V Stars. And yes, you are correct. The VMAXs were actually hard to pull. That's why the Moonbryon V or the Umbreon V is actually fairly common. It's not as hard to pull that Umbreon V as it was to pull the Umbreon VMAX, which is why the Umbreon VMAX holds a better value, even though personally, in my opinion, the V has a better artwork because of the pull rates of that particular card. I think the V is a lot better card. Overall, for looks, for aesthetics, for artwork, it's a lot better card. The V out of that is definitely, I've got 2 of them. I'm glad to have them. The VMAX artwork, really don't care. I really don't like it all that much. I know that it's the hype card. I know Spicy Take, I don't like it. It's not something that I've really even chased. If I get it, I get it. But it's not like something I've gone out and bought. I've never bought a Umbreon VMAX. I've never had any interest in an Umbreon VMAX. It was never on my chase list for cards. I like the Glaceon V. I like the Leafeon V. I like all the V artworks out of Evolving Skies a lot more than I like the VMAX artworks. The VMAX artworks just look blah. Flareon V, perfect example, versus the Flareon VMAX. Flareon V, sitting next to the fire, chilling, doing things in his own, like a cabin, just kind of relaxing next to the fireplace. And then you got the VMAX where he's all like bubbly and it looks like a Windows XP background behind him. That's all fuzzed out. And it's like, well, why do I want the VMAX? The V looks so much better. And that's the same with all the evolutions. That's just my opinion. I mean, some people may disagree. I'm not necessarily always in it for value on singles. I do enjoy the artworks, and a lot of times I would rather have cards that have better artwork than some of these V's and these VMAXs that just really shoot in price for whatever reason. Let's see. Plus, Fusion Strike Booster Box displays well with popular Pokemon on the box. Yeah, it does. And then that pink really stands out too. The pink Fusion Strike box is definitely an eye catcher in a collection, especially compared to most of the booster boxes around it. Because then after that, they all went to just a standard white booster box. So all of them are just white with the label on the bottom of them. So they did go to a lot plainer booster box at that point in time as well. Fusion Strike, you can tell Fusion Strike, Evolving Skies, Chilling Reign, and even Battle Styles. All those booster boxes stand out really well on a shelf comparatively, just because they are a little bit more flashier, full color, and then it went back to that white. Vivid Voltage, all of the early Sword and Shield sets were really, really flashy boxes, actually. The last 4 sets were very blah boxes, just white. They went with a white scheme with just the label on the front of them, so really, really toned down. Gimbo, sometimes it's so obvious and simple. Gengar and Mew are 2 of the most popular Pokemon. It is, and I absolutely agree. That Gengar is fire. I love the Gengar card in there. I think it's a fantastic artwork. Espeon, definitely a really, really hot card. The Mew, I'm not a big fan of the Mew. I think they could have done better on both those Mew. The Mew View is slightly better than the VMAX, of course, and just like I'm running on the same opinion. But both of them were all right. Kind of like the alternate art Mewtwo out of Pokemon Go. Definitely left something to be desired on the table when they got done with those ones. Yep, Espeon, that Celebi. That Celebi is so slept on. I love that Celebi artwork. I think that is probably one of the hottest cards out of Chilling Reign, and I think it's just completely forgotten. Espeon was not Chilling Reign. Espeon was in Fusion Strike. They were both in Fusion Strike. What was Chilling? Yeah. Either one of those were Chilling Reign. Those are both Fusion Strike cards. Hey, Grim the Nerd, how are you doing tonight? Hopefully you've had a good week so far, coming into Tuesday, and then, of course, a good holiday weekend for a lot of people. Pokenoof exclusive, what's up? Hopefully you're having a good time as well. Cashmere Fire, you pick up any singles or slabs right now? I'm picking up singles here and there. I'm being very selective on them. I'm not picking up any slabs right now. I'm grading a couple singles. I'm kind of sourcing some out still. Slowly, not as much as I used to. But yeah, I'm still picking up singles. Biggest singles that I've been kind of targeting a lot of lately are going back to a lot of Sword and Shield ones. So a lot of them alternate arts that I feel are kind of slept on a little bit. Like I said, Dragonite V, I've picked up a few of those, trying to find a little bit better quality ones on those. Going through a bunch of the evolutions, even going back, Sleepy T-Tars, I picked up a couple of those just because I think the artwork is really nice, and overall I think it's a really good card. But yeah, I'm still picking up some singles. Singles are still on my radar. I'm still doing stuff with singles. Slabs, not as much currently. Like I said, it's just, I grade them. I don't really buy them. I really don't see any, I guess I'm just having a problem with slabs in general right now. I just don't. Once again, I'm getting more of that, I know their value. I know that there's value in them. I know you can make value out of those by grading and doing that. But I also am getting really tired of all the grading situations that are continuing to occur. So it's really putting a bad taste in my mouth overall. All right, Grim the Nerd. Yeah. Thank you, iFomo. Again, thank you for the it looks organized. And that's what I was trying to do. I kind of like the Pokédex look, so I have someone making a different graphic for that. I really like the way that turned out, how I could put the image pop up, and then I put the data down below, and then put myself inside the screen. So I thought it was a really cool concept when I saw it laid out when I was looking on Google for a good overlay, just for an idea, and I was going to build one, but I grabbed it because I thought it would look really good, and I think it turned out really well. I think it was really good for the for what I was doing on that particular video. Gimbo Slice, Japanese 151 is about 120 with TikTok coops or less. I think it will go a lot lower. I still think you got a chance to go lower. I think people are trying to dump. People that have been holding it, trying to sell it at $200 are dumping like crazy right now because we aren't getting that reprint until May. So just keep that in mind with Pokemon with Japanese 151. A lot of people are dumping really, really fast. They're trying to get rid of it. They are really, really, really concerned at how much Japan's going to release. And so I think that's why you're seeing that number. Could it go lower? Yes, I think it could still get lower, especially if that May reprint hits and it ends up being a fairly decent one. It's definitely something you could buy now. So I've been buying a couple here and there and starting to doing the cost dollar average thing. I mean, I could see that booster box going sub 100 for a little bit, and I don't think it's going to stay sub 100. Even if it hits a big reprint in May and it goes down under $100, I don't think it's going to stay that low very long. I think once the reprint's done and the threat's over, when we find out what the damages are after the nuke hits and we see what's left for life in the area, I think that that's going to recover fairly quickly. It's a hot set. That Master Ball chase, that's just going to give all them people more opportunities at a cheaper cost to chase Master Balls. And that's a big factor when it comes down to that Japanese 151, is it's not just the fact that it's the original Pokemon, it's that there are cool chases, fun chases in that particular set. So I could see it going sub 100, but it won't be for very long. That's just what my opinion is based on what I'm seeing on that. Let's see. Skip that one. Skip iFoam on that one. Grim the Nerd. Terrible feeling when you see an old set you love, the art, but look into the singles and they're only one card over 20. Yeah, that's a bigger problem. Yep, there's a lot of them. I mean, even, you even go Vivid Voltage, Darkness Blaze. Perfect examples. There's cool sets. I like the sets, but I think there's hardly any cards over $20. I think only one card is over $20 in Darkness Ablaze. I think there's two in Vivid Voltage that are over $20. FOMO. I don't think it will correct because everyone has the diamond hands mentality. Yeah. And that's a bigger thing is that there are a lot more people at this point. If you've been in this hobby for this long, after the boom, after everything that's occurred, and you're still sitting here talking to me, to any of us in the investment side, and you're really looking at it, you're probably right. I mean, overall, the diamond hands mentality is definitely going to be a bigger factor. But there again, there's a lot of people, even with Evolving Skies, with diamond hands that are slowly trickling that out, which is why we all of a sudden see it stunted. You think they're sold out and the next one's going to be $725, and all of a sudden someone shows up with 5 more booster boxes that are now at $650, $675. So there are people that are slowly trickling it out into the market, and when that happens, you get to a point where they're just trying to get out of it and they're trying to move on to something else, and they've made a large sum of money on that, and they're going to continually trickle it out. So diamond hands does work. But even people with diamond hands, when they see high value, high dollar gains on things, they start to trickle some of it out, and they start moving some of it out into the market. And that's what we're seeing on some of these sets right now. Grim the Nerd, I agree. I feel the same about Blaziken from Chilling Reign. Just not my favorite art style. It's not. I mean, I understand that it's a starter and that it's got that part of it, but overall, it's just not. I don't necessarily like very many of the VMAX artworks. They're just not my cup of tea. I like them really in depth, really deep artworks that we saw with the V's. Kanto Green. I just bought 10 PSA, 10 Giratina. I hope you meant. I don't know why you said Wish. I hope you didn't buy them on Wish. I'm rolling the dice. I bought them for $8 a piece on Wish. What could go wrong? Horizon. I think Battle Styles and Vivid Voltage will go up in price-wise moving forward. Vivid Voltage sold out on Pokemon Center, but no price movement, whereas Fusion Strike, Chilling Reign sell out and move up in price. Why? I think the bigger reason why is because both Chilling Reign and Fusion Strike both have more to offer in it than Vivid Voltage. Vivid Voltage to me I like Vivid Voltage as an investment. I've said this before, and I'm going to say it over and over again. People are going to get mad. People are going to call me an idiot. People are going to say that I don't know what I'm talking about. On Vivid Voltage, you are not playing. I'm going to repeat this. You are not playing the quick money game on Vivid Voltage. I'll tell you that right now. 100%. You are not playing a quick money game. It's not. You are looking at a nostalgic game on Vivid Voltage. I'm going to tell you the people that are going to buy the crap out of that stuff at a really high price are the people that are at the ages of 6 to 12 when that set came out. They are going to buy the crap out of that set because that Chunkachu was the chase. My son, for his birthday, I gave him an option of buying a booster box that because him and I have a birthday that are really close to each other. So every year we buy a booster box together and we split the booster box. And when I asked him, so last year I picked, and last year we did a Chilling Reign booster box. That was fun. This year I told him it was his year to pick, so he picked, and he wanted. I said, you can do Brilliant Stars. We can do which one do you want? We can go up to $144 for both of us. What do you want? And he literally went Vivid Voltage. Didn't even hesitate. Didn't even sweat. Didn't even think about it. He went Vivid Voltage. I want to try for that Chunkachu. That's all he thinks about. This is 2.5 years after the craze of Vivid Voltage, after the Chunkachu value is dropped where it is today. He still wants to pull that card. So how much weight is that going to hold in 14 years? That's the bigger thing. If he never pulls that card, so we didn't pull it this time. If he doesn't pull that card from a Vivid Voltage pack himself, what is he going to do when he has expendable money in 14 years, 15 years? He is going to be buying Vivid Voltage. It's that simple. Quick money, not going to happen. Vivid Voltage is going to be a long-term, slow gain set. That's all it's going to be. Here we go. Horizon, where is the cheapest, safest place to buy two 151 or 152 Japanese 151s? Safest place, I feel safe on TikTok. There's a lot of them with some really good ratings. Don't go for someone way crazy pricing because that is going to be really, 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 really scary. But yeah, I mean, just like that, there's a lot of really, really strong, good, safe places. I buy a lot of Japanese products, so maybe in the comments I'll put a list of the TikTok places that I personally use for it. And that way you would have an idea where to look when it comes down to those particular products or places that I feel safe. I bought from. I just bought Crimson Haze from one of them, and we just did an opening of Crimson Haze. And I got those ones all from, I got them from 2 different sites, and they were very, very good. I had no issues, no problems. Everything lined up. The boxes were secured. Everything was right on them. I checked everything during the opening. So once again, that's just one of those things that I think is going to be... It's not too bad. I can give you some places. I have no problem putting them up. I'll put them down in the description, or I'll put them in the comments afterwards. I'll go grab a couple of them and I'll put them out there so you can just hit their ats and go to them on TikTok. So, yeah, TikTok has some very good pricing, and then you can get coupons on TikTok. You can take another 10%, 15% off of some of it. That's going to be your best bang for your buck when it comes down to Japanese 151. eBay's a little bit delayed comparatively to TikTok. They're still about $10 higher than a lot of the TikTok stores right now. Once again, though, they're paying 3% on their fees versus 13%. So that's why you're getting that price difference right there. But for you, it's great. Let's see. FOMO, I need to ask, why do people sleep on pop reports? Is it supposed to be extremely important in an antiques and collectibles market? I hate the pop reports. FOMO because they make no sense. Absolutely no sense. Absolutely no sense when it comes down to pop reports. Low pop cards will be less valued than high pop cards. If you're going by population, why is a Moonbryon PSA 10 valuable at the price that it is? Comparatively to a lot of other of the cards in the pop report, it's way, way higher with PSA 10s. But yet, it's still a very valuable card. So it's really, really interesting. It makes no sense. The pop reports makes absolutely no sense. Yeah, just like that. I mean, I just saw you put that on the bottom. You got that promo, PSA 10, Pop 8, last sold at $30. So pop reports pop reports are more for I think it's more that in-depth investor, that in-depth person really thinks that they're huge things, that they're a huge part of the overall sales, but a lot of times the huge part of the sales is strictly just for popularity. For example, I'll pull a card right now. Give me 1 second. They're sitting right here unless my kids took off with them. They may have. They must have. Oh, nope, they're there. I'll give you a card right now that makes no sense on a PSA 10. This card. Why does this card still sell for $35, $35 on a PSA 10? There are over 15,000 of these things graded as a promo in a PSA 10. 15,000. And it's still $30 to $35. Compared to your promo that you're saying right there with a Pop 8 selling for $30. Why? Why is someone paying $30 for a population of 15,000 for a promo? It makes no sense. Pop reports make no sense to me. Like you said, you could sit there all day trying to find the lowest pop cards, and just because you have the lowest pop cards does not mean they're going to be valuable. And that means absolutely nothing. It doesn't. Let's see here. Going on. Gibble Slice. Are you worried English 151 will have a supply glut? Booster bundles have been in stock for about a week at Walmart. I think we're going through it right now, honestly, Gimbo Slice. I have those booster bundles as well. I picked some of them up because I do love the booster bundles. And it's funny because you can buy them on Pokemon or on Walmart for, 28 bucks for them on Walmart, but they're still selling a TCG player for $39.99. So it's really interesting. So yeah, I think they're going to be great. I think overall the booster bundles are definitely going to be hot. English has a disadvantage because we don't have that Master Ball Hollow, so I don't think a massive reprint in English would recoup as easy as the Japanese would, for sure. It is on TikTok with the spring sale. It was hard not to load up on Paldea Vault booster boxes. Capital gains at $83 after coupon, and they kept giving the coupons. Oh yeah, I bought from Capital Gains. I bought 6 of them through them. Why not? I can't even get it from my distributor from that price. I'm paying $94 for it from distributor, and I can buy them at Capital Gains for $85 or $83 with free shipping. It's like, well, why not? Why wouldn't you do that? Grim the Nerd. I picked mine up on TikTok too. They look legit. Seller had a good rating. Exactly. Oh, TikTok fees went up to 6%, I heard. I forgot about that. They did go up 6% here on April 1st. So we are getting a little bit of an increase on that. And yes, they did go up to 6%. And it was in collectibles and that. And then some areas as of June 1st are going up to 8%. But that doesn't include. So collectibles is getting hit now. But they did explain that a little bit. And it makes sense. I mean, realistically, we've been double dipping on TikTok. So what they're trying to do is that they're going to maintain from what I understood from the articles they put out and from the TikToks from them, we've been getting free shipping. So we don't get charged for our shipping unless we, have overages or we ship and we undervalue the shipping, then they will charge for that. They've always done that. But they're trying to maintain the free shipping. So what they're doing is they're charging more percentage on the referral fees. So still, if I sell to TCG Player, I got to pay 13% and I got to pay for shipping. So in some ways it works both ways. I really don't have any problems with that at all. So even if it went up to 8% and I get free shipping, I'm still way ahead compared to TCG Player and eBay. Because on there I have to pay the shipping myself if I offer free shipping. So they're paying the shipping for free. So yeah, I mean, if it goes up even 8%, I'm fine with it. But yes, you're right. TikTok as of April 1st on collectibles went up to 6%. June 1st, some other areas are going up to 8%. And it's all based pretty much on the shipping at this point. No sense trying to analyze. It's madness. It is. What do you think about Macari not charging sellers fees? I think they lost so much ground at TikTok that's exactly what they would have to do if they're doing it. I honestly haven't used Macari for a while because I've slowed down on graded cards, so I was using Macari for some of those harder to move cards on eBay, so I've been very selective on the cards that I have. So don't necessarily need Macari as much, but it's kind of interesting if they are selling or having no charge for sellers fees. If they don't, they're trying to steal back some of that market that TikTok stole, because even they were 10%. So yeah, I mean, TikTok was definitely the way to go. Weedle Farm. Let's see. Yep, low population could also equal low popularity. Very true. Nobody's interested in it. A couple people that were graded them, and yeah, you're absolutely right. Low, just because it has a low population doesn't mean it's going to be high value. I mean, that's the harder part about it, is trying to decipher, where that's all going to fall out and where that's actually going to be. But yeah, well, welcome to the chat, Weedle Farm. Thank you for joining. It's been a while since I've seen you. Thank you for coming back. Good way to put it. Absolutely, great way to put it. Any speculation on Chinese Pokemon stuff? Good long-term hold or pass? I don't get involved. I honestly am not getting involved in the Chinese market. I've got enough stuff going with Japanese and English that I really, it's just another market that you'd have to analyze and work on. I think the simplified Japanese or Chinese could be fairly good. I think that there's some really good opportunity in it. Price-wise, it's priced really well right now. Same with Korean. I think Korean also. Korean, they mass printed the hell out of it, though, comparatively. Even simplified Chinese is actually harder to find than the Korean version of it. So personally, I think that there is potentially some really good value futuristically, especially right now, as they're just trying to fly through every set to get caught up. I think they are currently caught up at this point in time. Correct me if I'm wrong. But I know they were printing so many sets because they went all the way back from Sun and Moon forward. So, yeah, I mean, I could see it being really good. I'm not going to say for sure, but my feelings is that the simplified Chinese definitely could have some decent value futuristically. Getting into it now could definitely be some of it. I'm bullish on simplified. Yep. Yeah, I don't Gimbo Slice. I don't pay anything for shipping through as long as my shipping is correct for my. So when I put it in the product listing, I'm better to overshoot the pricing of the shipping, because if it's cheaper, they're happy. If I overshoot, they charge me the extra. So let's say I print the label and I send it to the post office scans it, and then they charge back the extra. So I tried to lie or cheat it and get cheaper shipping on it. They kick it back, and then they'll charge me shipping. So, for example, if I open up my TikTok real quick, I can tell you what my latest payout for my finances stuff, because they break it down really nicely on stuff. So if we go through here, I just got a payout for $637 from there. My shipping fee was $0. So if you look, they kind of break it down like this, so you can see my referral fee. If you can see, the shipping's right in the middle in the red. They didn't charge me anything for shipping. They did absolutely free shipping on all of that. So that's what I mean. They're not going to start charging us shipping. So the idea is from TikTok is they're going to continue the free shipping part of it. And so they're going to do that, but they're going to charge us another 3% now. And with the increase in shipping coming, they're going to charge us another potentially 2%. But still, it's free shipping. I don't have to pay shipping, and that's a huge cost that's taken off my shoulders, too. Kanto Green, how many cases of Lost Origins do you have? I have 3 right now. I have 3 cases currently, and I have 4 cases of Brilliant Stars. So I'm trying to get... I'm going to buy another case of Lost Origins here probably at the end of or another couple weeks. Maybe when this... when that $634 gets deposited, I might go buy another case of Lost Origins. And then hopefully by the end of the month, I'll get another case of Brilliant Stars. And then following, I'll get another case of Lost Origins. So I want to have 5 of each by the time I'm done. So I'm going to hold 5 Evolving Skies, 5 Brilliant Stars, and 5 Lost Origins when it's all said and done. And then I'm holding 2 of all the others. So Fusion Strike, Battle Styles, Astral Radiance, and Silver Tempest, I'm holding 2 of each. That's currently my positioning on those. I had 2 of all of them except for Evolving Skies, and now I'm increasing on Brilliant Stars and Lost Origins, just because I feel overall those are going to be very, very strong sets. All Poncho Pikachu's 3X, their price, really. I don't even watch Poncho Pikachu's anymore. They're so all over the place. But that's awesome. If anybody told them, well, I guess I got a couple of them. So not that I'd be selling them. They're cool, but it's awesome that they're going up. MC, sorry if I missed it, but when Japanese 151 reprint drops in May, are there safe places to buy boxes? So that's what I was just talking about earlier, MC, and I actually just talked about it, and I'll just repeat it. After this is done, I am going to put in the comments like 3 or 4 places that I personally buy Japanese products for right now, even for my shop, and I've had very, very good luck, very good success. No scam packs, no questionable stuff. If I got something questionable or something that was weird from them, I would think that it was sent to them, not them sending it out, because they have been very, very good on all the boxes that I've purchased with them. So yeah, I have some places. I'm going to put them up in the comments after the live here. I'll sit down when I get upstairs. So tomorrow morning, if you check back, I'll put them up. I'll put the ats in the comments so you can find them. Just copy and paste it and go put it in the ats of your app, and then you'll be able to find them. So yeah, that way you guys could find some good, decent sellers. But yeah, thanks for joining in, MC. Greatly appreciated to have you here. Does Raw sell on Mercari? All I see is seriously damaged car. Not really. I've had no luck selling Raw because it seems like on Mercari, in my opinion, my experience has been on Mercari when I sold Raw on there, people nitpick the hell out of it and then they rate you bad. So then it hurts you. So I haven't really sold Raw on Mercari just because of that fact. It's like people buy a near mint or a near mint product and they're expecting grading quality off of Mercari, and I just didn't play the game very long on those. I just started selling graded cards. So if you want graded quality, I'll just sell you graded cards. Let's skip the middleman. Let's not have you derate me because the centering's off, or it corner looks weird, or whatever they're going off of. I mean, near mint is near mint. It's from the pack. It's not necessarily gradable. It just means it was never played. That's exactly what it is. Some people don't get that, and Mercari seems to be really full of the people that have that. That's just been my experience out of probably the 100 cards I've sold on there. About half of them had complaints about the quality. I have LP cards that aren't moving. Very nice. I've sold Raw Mercari with luck. Just take good photos and have good seller ratings, and it sells pretty well. Yeah, and that could be, like I said, I just didn't have any luck with it personally. And it's all, like I said, it just seemed like I was finding a lot of people that were expecting graded quality cards. And, honestly, if I get graded quality cards, if you're buying a single from me that's Raw, chances are is that I'm selling you something that I didn't feel was gradable. Just be honest. I'm not lying. Because if I'm grading cards too, then if you see me selling graded cards, and just logically, I feel like this is logic. If I go to someone's eBay site and they're selling graded cards here and they're selling Raw cards over here, my thought process is you're buying their scraps. You're buying what they couldn't grade or didn't feel was gradable. I don't know why people get that confused. I mean, if you see someone selling both, chances are is that you're just buying their scraps. That's what you're doing. Centering's off, something's weird, whatever. Something might be going on. Let's see here. Moving on down. Give us slice. Wish I had more, but I hate buying Sword and Shield boxes now when they were so much cheaper 2-3 months ago. Exactly. Like I said, I don't mind buying them at MSRP, but that's probably my last stop. If they sold out on Pokemon Center and I didn't get another case, it is what it is. At this point, I'm just grabbing what I can, Gimbo Slice, to just get in on them while I can at retail or at MSRP. After that, if they go over MSRP, I'm done buying. I'm going to go move on to something else. That's my feelings. I mean, at that point, it's just a wait and see game and see how far they go. Hi, FOMO. Let's see. I would be a new seller, but my picks are awesome. All right. Thanks for joining. Thanks for joining the chat. Greatly appreciated. Let's see here. I still remember my LGS store was selling Evolving Skies, Brilliant Stars, Astral Radiance, Silver Tempest, Lost Origins, Fusion Strike, Chilling Rain for $90. They had so much in stock. Really? I don't think I ever saw my LCS sell any of those sub 100. They were like 115. I take that back. Evolving Skies was 99. So I could bought my first booster box of Evolving Skies I bought was $99. And then then it got this first reprint because then it shot up right away to like 135, 140. And then it got that big reprint in December, and then it went back down to 99, and I saw what it did, and I felt really, really comfortable about that set, so then I bought the 10 cases at 99, and like I said, it's just, that set I never saw. Same with Brilliant Stars. I never really saw that go down that low. It was always around 110, 105. So, yeah, most of my LCSs sold all of the last 4 sets at like 115. That was the lowest I ever saw in LCS. Sell them at, personally. I'm not saying it didn't happen. It's just, I wish I would have saw that because I would have bought more of them at that price than even 115 for sure. Lost Origins, or not Lost Origins, Fusion Strike was quite a bit cheaper. I remember that. That one was actually around $90 at my LCS. So that one, yes, my LCS did have those at around $90. Chilling Reign as well. I remember they had Chilling Reign, Battle Styles, and Fusion Strike were all about $90 for those, but I never saw Evolving Skies, Brilliant Stars, Silver Tempest, Radiance, or Lost Origins ever go below 100. $99 was the cheapest one for Evolving Skies, but otherwise they were all right around 100 with tax. Kanto Green, went to my storage and found one case of... Whoa. Well, that's a good find in your storage unit. I wouldn't complain. I would love to get a case. I would love to accidentally fall into a case of Phantom Forces in my storage unit. Too bad I was only started in 2019, so I never bought a case of Phantom Forces. Sad face. Give a slice. I missed that era. Started buying last November, but I got 3 LO cases during the reprint. Happy about that. That's a good pickup. Not a quick money making move, but buying Scarlet and Violet sets under 100, I feel, is such a good deal. As MSRPs once, I agree. I think anytime you can buy them sets under that that 100 mark, especially like I was talking about even on the one thing, keep running them down. I mean, a lot of times, a lot of these Scarlet and Violet sets come out and then they keep driving down to around that $90 range. I keep buying them in. When they get down to about under 93, I usually start buying them in and buying them, buying a booster box here and there. Keep buying them down until they get down to where I feel they're going to start popping up. And when they pop up, then I might go buy a case. Because that's just the way I kind of work into it. You're never going to hit the bottom. Like I've talked about, people wait forever trying to hit this bottom point. And the bottom point is just damn near impossible to hit. Let's just be honest. How many people here, raise their hands in the chat, have hit the absolute bottom on a product where you could have bought it at the lowest part of the market? It just doesn't happen very often. I mean, if you tried to do that in every single set, you would miss. Because you're going to wait too long and you're going to bounce, it's going to bounce off and then you're going to miss it. You're going to buy them too late. Or you're going to buy them too early and it's going to keep going down. So trying to find that, I don't have a crystal ball to find it. So it's not very easy to do. Nice buy. Yes, very nice buy, Gimbo. Bought about 10 cases. Oh, well. Scarlet and Violet will have banger sets soon. It's not going to do too bad overall, Gimbo. I think that there's some really good value in all the Scarlet and Violet sets. The actual Secret Illustrator rares and the Illustrator rares are fire in that set. And I still think they're extremely slept on. And actually, I'd be really happy if it stayed low for a long period of time because that means that there's a less chance of a reprint. Less chance of a reprint means when people go back chasing these Illustrator rares and Secret Illustrator rares, there's less product on the market, which means you'll have more value. So there's some good things about that as well. Just keep that in mind. That sometimes booster boxes not moving in price right away are an advantage because you don't get heavy reprints of those particular sets. Let's see. Kanto. How much do LGS pay for booster boxes? So, I bought it the wrong. Sorry, I just saw yours pop up and you're absolutely... I bought wrong. Anyways, so that's what I was just talking about. So if I go here real quick. Where is it? I can tell you right now what I can get them for. I do know some LCSs and online selling points can get them cheaper, just because they are, just because of the fact that they are higher volumes. So I can give you what I can get them for now. Okay, and that way you know. Oh, we got new mini tins we can pre-order. Cool. Yeah, we got new mini tins coming up, guys. Just so you know, what's inside of them. Does it say? Yeah, I hate that. It tells me 2 booster packs. I want to know what's in them. So we got a Vibrant Paldean mini tin display coming. Hooray! Okay, so booster boxes. Back to the booster box. Focus. I can get Paldean. So, for example, Paldean Evolved is still available at distributor for $95. So $95 for, and that's usually between $92 and $95 on release. Paradox Rift is $95 also. Scarlet and Violet is the cheapest one from distributor right now, and that's $90. So you can get, I can get Scarlet and Violet base set for $90 right now from distributor. And actually, Temporal Forces has gone up to $103. So Temporal Forces has gone up a little bit also in price. So just an idea for what you're looking at. So it's about $90 to $95 for each one of them. Typically on release, they charge $93. Just so you guys, that's what I usually pay for the pre. So I just bought the next set coming up, just pre-ordered, and that was $95 or $93 case or a box. And I know some people are getting them cheaper. I get a case for, $540 a case in Pokemon Center. Will have Silver Tempest, Lost Arch, Brilliant Shot for like 150 shipped, and also Fusion Strike. Slow and steady wins the race. Exactly. Scarlet and Violet booster boxes. Gonna see big profits for the next 5 to 10 years. Look at XY booster boxes. Really expensive, and the Scarlet and Violet cards are amazingly beautiful. Exactly. I think that a lot of people they're being stubborn about it, and they just don't want to admit that Scarlet and Violet's cool. It's a good set. It's some of the best artwork is coming out right now in these sets. And a lot of people are just completely sleeping on it. That's just what I've been seeing, and it's fine. Did you already discuss Astral Radiance going out of stock today? No, I did not. Did it go out of stock? I haven't been on Pokemon Center today. I was out of service. That's interesting. It went out of stock on Pokemon Center? That would have been the last one I would have thought would have gone out of stock. I'm looking. Hold on. Astral Radiance. Huh. It is sold out. Well, that one didn't get a booster box reprint, so I guess shouldn't be too surprised. Because that got an ETB reprint. Huh. Interesting. Yeah, Lost Origins, Brilliant Stars, Silver Tempest, they're all in stock. You can pre-order the next one, which is the Twilight Masquerade. And then Battle Styles is still up. Yeah, no, it is gone. Yep, it out of stock. That's interesting. But there again, it didn't get a reprint. It didn't get a booster box reprint. It got an ETB reprint. So Silver Tempest, Lost Origins, and Brilliant Stars all got booster box reprints. So yeah, I guess it's not surprising. What concerns me is, could we see a reprint of it now because they didn't do one? How many ultra premium collections do you have? Of which one? I have 2 celebrations. I have 24 of the Charizard ones, and I have probably 24 of the Mew ones. I want to say 24. The only one I didn't get a lot of because the Mew ones were so cheap. Like for the price of 151, I always figured I could break it out for the booster packs for selling. It's probably not probable. Celebrations, I've got two. I've got two of the Celebrations UPCs. I bought them at 185 when they were going up. I bought two of them because they were going up so fast. I grabbed them when they were going by, and then they went so high. I just kind of backed off of them. And overall, where are they at now? Be honest with you, I haven't even looked at them. Are they at like $500 yet, or are they still stuck at that 350, 400? I love Google. Ultra Premium Collection. Oh, that's the code card. I don't want the code card. All right, let's try this again. There. Yeah, still 350. Still 350 bucks. Now, I was kind of concerned about that one. If you watch my 2 years ago when I talked about Celebrations, I was kind of worried it was going to get stuck right there. That was one of them predictions. I said it was going to hit 350, 400. It would barely cross 400 and come right back. Right when it did that, and everybody got mad at me saying, it's going to the moon. It's $1,000 box by the end of the year. It's good, but it's not that good. Do you think the EV premium box is going to be 400 to 500? Which EV premium box? Are you talking the one with the playmat and stuff in it? Oh, that's Pokemon Go. Which one are you talking about? Which EV box are you talking about? There a new one? Now I'm confused. EV. Oh. Talking about one with all the. There's. I guess I'm not sure which EV one we're talking about, because that premium collections, yeah, I don't think it's going to be that expensive. I watched you during the... That was a cool little experiment. I'm not going to lie. Not going to lie, FOMO. That was a cool... That was the first set I ever sat there, and I honestly have not weighed packs ever since that. I never did. I never went back and never did go back and weigh packs, except for if I'm looking at vintage packs. So I bought a couple fossil packs from a vendor and I weighed them there just because they told me they were heavy. So to verify, I've done that, but I've never weighed packs. My scale is in my to-go bag for when I go on like to a card show or something like that if I'm going to buy something. So it was fun. I mean, it was a really cool experiment. I'm not gonna lie. That was really a lot of fun. So, yeah, no, that was cool. The experiment. It was like a hex. You could find. It was interesting because the heavy packs weren't necessarily the best hits. I actually had a graph where you could sit there and watch. There was like a helix right in the center where there was a range right where they would all fall. So, no, that was a really fun experiment. And after I weighed about. God, I FOMO. How many did I weigh? I must have did 300 pack, 200, 300 packs I weighed. So yeah, it was a lot. It wasn't. You weren't supposed to be able to weigh them even back then. It wasn't very easy to weigh packs. But that was even like Chilling Reign was the point was you were trying to find that helix because I was trying to prove that LCSs could. Was my biggest concern is that you buy like you go to an LCS or you go to like some of these street vendors and stuff that were selling Pokemon packs and they're selling them. It's like no matter how many you buy, you never get hits. But they always claim that you couldn't weigh Sword and Shield packs or it was really difficult. And there'd be all these guys saying you couldn't. And I was like, well, but they check a booster box worth and they say, no, you can't. That was always the thing. No, you can't do it. And then all of a sudden I did it. And I actually found a helix. There was like a sweet spot where you could find the weight. And I probably have that graph still, but it was really interesting because there was just that really cool sweet spot where you'd find that it was like a distinct area where all the rainbows and the alt arts and everything just kind of fell right into that hole. It was cool. That was a really fun experiment. But yeah, FYI, if you weigh enough packs and you do a little bit of research, so if you're an LCS and you're opening packs anyways for pull cards and for bulk, they're weighable, even Sword and Shield. If you get enough data points, you can find the sweet spot where they sit. Trainer galleries really screwed that up though, because then you get, then it made it even more difficult. I don't know about trainer gallery sets, but Chilling Reign was definitely weighable if you had enough data points to find it. I'm not putting up the data. FYI, I'm not putting that back out there. You can go find the video from like 3 years ago. I'm not doing it again. Let's see here. I'm going to answer a couple more questions here. It's already 10:15, so I'm going to get down to iPhone Almost Flame here, and then we're going to call it a night for everybody. So thank you, everybody who's joined us. Once again, greatly appreciated everybody. But do you think bulk rates will go up after rotation? Certain bulk cards are already cruising up in price. A lot of trainers will go up in value right now. I'm selling a ton of trainers. Every day I'm probably filling close to 20 to 30 orders of just trainers. Garnivores, a lot of the Garnivores from from the newer Garnivores. There's some other ones that I've been pulling out from like the later sets. So because people are still trying to run that Garnivore EX deck, but they're trying to modify it now because the Chilling Reign Garnivores all went out of rotation. So a lot of stuff that's going out of rotation, players are trying to replace it. So that's where we're seeing a lot of that currently when it comes down to where the increases are. But yeah, there are definitely increases in bulk currently, and they are moving up rather quickly on some of them, especially like the Buddy Puffin. Huge one if you're opening up your Temporal Forces and you have a TCG player account, get that up ASAP because them things sell out as fast as I put them up. They're a really quick mover. Let's see here. The alternate art one. So fun. If you sell bulk, where do you sell? I use, so it's a little bit of money, but I run Binder POS. I do sell bulk. I have like 50,000 or 60,000 bulk cards up for sale right now. I use Binder POS currently for my bulk sales, and I use TCG Player currently for my bulk. So that's where a majority of mine goes through. I think it's also listed on eBay, but most of my sales come through TCG Player for bulk. And then I list a lot of my hit cards are listed through eBay rather than TCG Player, just because I can control that shipping and charge a little bit more for it. iFOMO, I thought weighing packs was normal back then. It wasn't too normal. Some people tried. Some people claimed you couldn't do it. There was one of the sets was extremely weighable. Every once in a while, they would screw up the code cards. That's what they found out, is that there was one set, and I don't even remember which one it was. It was one of the alternate art sets. They screwed up the code cards and actually put the weighted code cards backwards. So the black code cards were actually weighted heavier than the white ones. So all the heavy packs were actually, or all the light packs were actually hits. They were backwards somehow. So that was a really interesting thing that they did. So, I mean, there's always been a thought process on weighability. It's just, you have to collect so much data in order to be able to do it on Sword and Shield, that unless you're an LCS and you're in a group of LCSs that are sharing that information, I feel it's really, really difficult to actually do it unless you were to do like I did. And that was strictly an experiment. I was opening the packs as I was doing it, so I would do the way I would open the packs, and then we would put the data in. So it's not like I was even selling them. It was just the thought process of going through, doing that, and seeing what occurred. But yeah, I haven't even weighed packs except for vintage packs since then, just to be sure that I'm buying heavy packs. Because yeah, some people will say, "Oh, I'm selling you heavy packs." Yeah, I'm gonna weigh them. That ain't gonna happen. Last question, or last thing here real quick. Kanto Green. Also found 2 breakthrough cases on my storage. Let me know. Message me what you'd sell me a breakthrough case or a couple booster boxes. I'd be interested. I know I could probably even do fairly well selling those on TikTok as well. A lot of people are going there. Yeah, iPhone. Thank you for the fire. And then Kanto Green. I'll probably meet you at Charlotte Collecticon. Awesome. I'm really excited to get down to Charlotte. And then once again, I'll be at Chicago. So we're looking at going to 2 of them. My wife and I will be probably at Chicago. It's probably going to be me alone in Charlotte. But yeah, so my wife's probably going to come. Wife and kids might come down to Chicago just because it's so close. It's only 4.5 hours. We're going to drive that bad boy. Like I said, I'm not going to have a booth or anything. I'm just going to go and mingle. That's all that I want to do. I want to meet some of you guys. I want to have some fun, relaxing, talking to you guys in person. be great to get out of the studio and just have some fun out there. So once again, I'm planning on Charlotte right now. I'm getting all my tickets laid out for Charlotte, and then for sure we'll be at Chicago. I already got everything laid out for Chicago, so that one's easy. That's not too hard. So other than that, guys, like I said, we're going to be calling it a night. I'm going to go spend time with the missus here before it gets too late. Other than that, hopefully you guys have a good week. Again, Friday we'll be releasing another video here for you guys. I think it's on Pokemon Investment. I got to look through them. I got a couple of them, finally getting a couple ahead. I'm editing like a week ahead, so I'm done with this week's editing. I just have to go and edit the other one. Also, guys, if you guys do join the subscription, I've been releasing the videos a little bit earlier for them as well, so you can get a first glimpse of the videos ahead of time, also with the membership to the channel. So just a heads up on that as well. Otherwise, thank you everybody for joining. It's greatly appreciated for having you here. And iFOMO, I am working on some merch for you too. I got some really cool ideas that I've been working with a graphics designer on for making them a little bit custom. No obligation, just something fun. I'm not trying to make money on them. I'm just going to sell them to you at cost, just because I think it'd be really cool. Some of the ones I got, one that's like Gengar coming out of the floor, guys holding the pack, and wife's walking up and it says the Gengar made me do it. So I got some cool little graphics designs we're working on, but once again, just some fun things that I'm kind of doing for you guys that I've been requested, and I'm going to finally do it. So other than that, guys, thank you everybody for joining. It's greatly appreciated. As always, I love sitting down here on this Tuesday night and talking to you guys. As always, make sure you guys hit the like before you leave, and also if you are not subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe. It helps out a ton. And once again, thank you very much for everybody that's here. I'm going to see iFOMO. You have Instagram. Yes, I have Instagram. So yes, I do have Instagram. It's usually linked in my videos, but it's not linked on, I haven't filled in the description on this live yet. So yes, it is in the videos, or it's on the normal videos. My Instagram is linked. My email, everything's on my normal videos, just not, I don't typically put a lot of information on the lives, so it's not on here. But other than that, guys, thank you everybody that's joining tonight. As always, greatly appreciated. And as always, we will see you next time here on Northwoods TCG.